one thing which was very useful during Zoom lessons was the possibility to type in and ask questions during the class. So this guy says, therefore, I would propose a chat function in the education, like an education app for the respective university, where students can ask questions directly to the teachers. What do you think about something like that? This could be useful, or what do you want to keep of this experience on the side of relationship between students and teacher, specifically on this topic? So what do you think about the chats? I will start asking from the last one. So Sarah Springman, what do you think?
Thank you very much. I think this is a great idea. We have something called the EduApp, and I think absolutely this chat function needs to be built in, but probably it means that the professor needs to come with an assistant to help moderate, just like you and Bibiana are doing a fantastic job today so far. And I think to help, and there needs to probably be a sort of a tandem in terms of, and the professors need to leave a little bit of time for questions. And if they don't come, then they can carry on teaching. So I think it's a very good idea. I think students seem to be concerned about putting their hands up and saying and answering the questions. And I know when I used to teach a lot more, I taught last in November, December, and you ask a question and what happens is all the heads go down like this and you're looking at the top of people's heads. And I try very hard to get reaction in my lecture. It is hard work at times, easier in the masters, but much harder in the bachelor. So I think that if you had that built in, it would lower the barrier. And the only way I could get through the barrier was when I had those Lindor Kugel, those Lindor chocolates, and I would set up a quiz, and anybody who answered a question would get a chocolate. I had to throw them at them, which I wasn't very accurate. So I sprayed chocolate around the lecture hall, and that made it more fun and reduced the barrier between me and them. And I think that's the point. If you can do it using using chats and using an app, that's something that I would really like to hang on to. And we will do our best to reprogram that into the EduApp. Thank you.
Professor Anne-Carson Bengtsson.
Thank you. I just wanted to add one thing so we do a lot of teaching in Zoom and use the chat function a lot. And I also participate in a lot of meetings in Zoom. And what my own experience is that what is lost in these meetings is that only one person can talk at a time, meaning that you lose a little bit of this verbal humming and things like that, which means that it's a much more sterile communication. And I think that also affects students and the ability and the want to take part, because it becomes a little bit too much formal to pose a question. So in that context, I think also the chat function is very good. And from my experience from our board meetings at the university, there is also the possibility of running a few different discussions at the same time, which might be both frustrating but also very contributing. So that was just a small comment.